Hello, I am Simulated Irk and welcome back to Simulated Irk Tram Sim. Hope you enjoyed the new introduction. It's been a couple of weeks since we've produced an episode of Simulated Irk Tram Sim, and since the last episode there's been about 3 or 4 updates to Tram Sim, which has been absolutely fantastic to see. Haven't had my specific issue mentioned yet, the out of memory issues that I've been having, but we'll go through and we'll have a talk through some of the things as we come about. We're going to drive in open mode today, or what some people might call sandbox mode. But one of the first things that I liked, and because I like pressing buttons, it's even better when the buttons are in German and I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but you can now press a lot of the buttons on the passenger information settings. So we can press this one.
Liebe Fahrgäste, bitte tragen Sie einen Mund-Nasenschutz in U-Bahn-Stationen sowie in Fahrzeugen.
I've got absolutely no idea what she said. So I guess that's just the chime.
Prater Hauptallee. Wir sind am Ziel. Auf Wiedersehen.
So we are at Prater. How do we say it again?
Prater Hauptallee. Wir
Ah,
sind am Ziel. Auf Wiedersehen.
I wasn't that far off actually.
Prater Hauptallee. Wir sind am Ziel. Auf Wiedersehen.
Now I actually did look this word up, Ziel, which is German for target. And our target, let's make Karlsplatz.
Prater Hauptallee. Wir sind am Ziel. Auf Wiedersehen.
Now I don't think that's changed the outside. No, it hasn't. But there's lots of buttons to press. As I said, I don't understand German, so I don't understand what a lot of the buttons actually do.
Prater Hauptallee. Wir sind am Ziel. Auf Wiedersehen. Liebe Fahrgäste, Sie verzögern die Abfahrt. Bitte halten Sie den Türbereich frei.
So some of the buttons work, some of them don't.
Wittelsbachstraße. Umsteigen zu 80a.
Oops, hang on. Now I need to get back to have to.
Liebe Fahrgäste, bitte tragen Sie einen Mund-Nasenschutz in U-Bahn-Stationen sowie in Fahrzeugen. Wittelsbachstraße. Umsteigen zu 80a.
I need to get back to where we were.
Liebe Fahrgäste, bitte tragen Sie einen Mund-Nasenschutz in U-Bahn-Stationen sowie in Fahrzeugen. Liebe Fahrgäste, Sie verzögern die Abfahrt. Bitte halten Sie den Türbereich frei.
That I believe is for interior and exterior. Okay, so I believe that I may have that set up correctly now. So let's see. One of the things that I had to adjust was the field of view. It was a rather close field of view before. So let's get into the action. Alright, so we need to go up to Prep to Haptily. So one of the things that I've learned is that I like to push buttons, and I like to push buttons even if I don't know what the buttons I'm pushing actually say. And I need to adjust.
Wittelsbachstraße. Umsteigen zu 80a.
I think I'm a station behind. So I'm running in open world, so you don't necessarily have to run to the timetable during this mode, which is fine. We are heading out now. It is about 3 a.m. and one of the things that I've also learned is that I need to adjust my camera. There we go.
Umsteigen zu 4a.
There's been quite a few updates. There is full information if you have the game via Steam. There is full information. We're actually up to patch 1.0.7, which is the last one that's been updated. There's been a whole heap of changes in relation to feedback that's been received, probably internally and externally, in relation to signals, where signals should be located. You know, there might be some signs or signals that were in the wrong place. There's also been a lot of work done with the traffic and also the pedestrians. So they may be things that aren't particularly obvious that while we're driving along, but those who really know, those who really know the game or know the area, or people who are having specific problems. People that were having specific problems in specific areas. I know there were some there where we thought, the tram is going, and the car just doesn't want to stop. The car just wants to run into us. That sort of thing. So there's been a lot of changes to the AI behaviour of the cars and the pedestrians. There also has been apparently more computer trams added. I don't know how many we'll see when it comes to being 3 a.m, but apparently there's more trams that have been added. So I'll be keen to see. That. Now I am continuing to use the keyboard because that is what I'm used to using at the moment. it now supports being now supports controller. So if you've got a controller like I do have a controller, I just haven't configured it yet.
Radetzky-Platz. Umsteigen zu O in Richtung Praterstern.
So if you want to take the time to set up your controller, there's now controller support, which wasn't necessarily the case before. So I'm just continuing to use the controller at the moment. At some point the keyboard. At some stage I will probably use the controller. Although there does seem to be so many buttons that you can use for various things, so you might not have the ability to map everything. And that's sometimes the thing. Like, you've got so many functions that you want to do, and so many functions that you regularly use. I have been also doing a bit of reading, and it's also fine to note there's been some adjustments to track speeds and that sort of thing as well. So we're coming up to our next stop. The traffic certainly is behaving at the moment, which is good. Now, some of the passenger information on the platforms may not be working as well as it normally would, because we are in sandbox mode or open world, so they may not appear to be working on the platform as normal, but that's because I'm not in timetable mode. So that's quite fine. So we'll just wait for the lights to change so we can go around the corner. No significant mention of memory issues, game crashes, that sort of thing. A lot of it has been to do with now there's controller support. There's been various changes to the wrong button. And various changes to the AI, which would provide a lot of things to a lot of people that a lot of people will get benefit out of. Now, I did mention that over the last few episodes I've been getting some awesome support from the support section. Support actually closed my ticket. And they said, keep a lookout because we are working on that issue, and that'll be upcoming in a future update. Not that I've seen it yet. So we'll just coast into the next platform. Now, we've got a set of points coming up, and there was a recent episode where at this actual point the points were set to go to the left, and I couldn't figure out how to change them because I wanted to go straight, and I kept on going around and around and around. Of course, as you would have seen later on in that episode, after I did go around the block about 10 times, I may be exaggerating slightly, but I did find out that I could indeed set the points so I'm going now. And that's exactly what's happened. So, this will be a good example of what you can do.
Schwedenplatz. Umsteigen zu U1, U4, 2, 2a.
Now, there's two ways that you can do this at the moment. One of them I can do, and the other I can't do at the moment. Now, in the previous episode, we'll just wait for this car to actually, okay, so I'm clear now. Clear that way, clear that way. So I can continue. There's two ways that you can fix the problem of these points. And we'll do that when we stop. Actually, what I might do it now. So you get out of the cab and you walk up and you open the door. You walk. You can open this door again. Oh, in theory you can. Oh, maybe because I haven't opened the door from the control panel. That's all right. I won't do it yet. I'll wait till I get actually up there. Now I need this time to make sure that I stop short of the points. And it's probably would be helpful if there isn't a car over the points. Is it going to let me go now? No, hang on. Get back in the cab. Alright, so we'll get out of the cab.
Können Sie mir bitte aus dem Weg gehen?
Hang on, what?
Können Sie mir bitte aus dem Weg gehen?
What's going on there? Okay, now, old mate here in the car, I can't change the points while old mate is actually parked there. So hopefully he's going now. So if we go onto the track, now you can see if we step back a little. Now that's set in the correct direction. Because if I was to, okay, so the switch operation rod is needed to set the switch reach level 2. I was hoping to be able to do that with how I did it before. Okay, so it appears in a previous episode, I was able to change the points by merely clicking my mouse there, and then that would set the points in the correct direction. But however, they seem to have taken that functionality away, so you need a point rod, or otherwise known as a huge metal bar that sometimes you see tram drivers manually operating the points with. But the problem with that, so we've got quite a crowd. The problem with that is that I'm not on Yep, I'm going. This time the points were set correctly. Now I'm not on level 2 yet, I'm still on level 1. And most of the points that I've been given...
Salztorbrücke. Umsteigen zu 2a. Flughafenbus.
I was given those points
Bitte
because
seid
of issues...
achtsam. Andere brauchen ihren Sitzplatz vielleicht notwendiger.
Because of the issues that I was having before.
Airport bus.
So you needed to get to level 4. You needed to get to level 4 previously to be able to unlock the point bar, and I disagree with that. It's a basic functionality that should be available if you're level 1, level 2, level 5, level 69 or level 122. It shouldn't matter what level you're on, you should be able to access the points. Because what you can do then, especially in the free mode that we're using now, is that all these tracks that are going off to the left and to the right, like this one here, I should have stopped before. If I wanted to use all these little turnaround loops, etc., I could get the point right out. I can get the point right out and I can use it. However, I have had issues with the program actually accepting points that I have accumulated. So it's going to be a while before I get to level 2. Which is quite annoying. So if you wanted to explore different tracks, at the moment I can't. Looking on the network map that I had a look at a little bit earlier on, there's lots of little turnaround points that will enable trams to work from one point to another on the route without necessarily doing the whole route.
Börse. Umsteigen zu D. In Richtung Nussdorf. 40a.
Also, what I needed to do, 10 points, what I needed to do, I needed to actually remap the keyboard controls, because for now, for some reason, by default, you accelerate with Q, coast with A, and brake with Y. But the funny thing about that is Q and A are in line, and I was using Z before. So they're all in a line. Q to power, A to coast, Z to brake. But now it's Q, A, Y. It's like, what? So I changed it back to Z, so that's fine. As I mentioned earlier, you can map your controller to whichever system that you want to do. Especially, that might be especially handy if you use the controller to play Train Simulator. you'll be able to do the same thing. Now, I'm not sure which night of the week it is. What's the time on the... it's 3:28. I'm not sure which night of the week it is, but there seems to be quite a few people out and about for this time of morning. Mind you, the same people are probably in the same location. Doesn't matter what time of day it seems to be. So we're just waiting for the lights to change. So what I've been busy doing over the last couple of weeks is new intros and new outros and that sort of thing for the various programs on Simulated Earth, which will sort of help to with cross promotion and that sort of thing. I have decided that there's transport days where transport related episodes will be released. Oh, it's giving me an advance warning. Hopefully I can go now. I can go. I seem to be sitting there for an eternity. Transport related episodes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm a big fan of alliteration. So if it is trains, the train episodes will be released on Thursdays. Get out of the way. Why did I open the doors? Out of the way. Come on. Hello? Yes, hi, police. There's a big tram in my way and it won't move. Go on, put it on Instagram. Make yourself Insta famous. Do it for the gram. Come on. Do it for the grand alternative episode title. Come on. Hello? Stop talking to your boyfriend or the police or whoever you're talking to, the policey. Get out of the way. Do I need to leave the cab? I think I might need to. Have I released the doors? Probably not. No. She's still there. Now, I never encountered this before. Now, there's a screen cap if ever I've seen one. Please, move out of the way.
Können Sie mir bitte aus dem Weg gehen?
I got no idea what he just said. But that's new, and I don't think they've actually mentioned that on the release notes for the various tram lady, tram lady, tram lady. Please move out of the way. Whoa.
Können Sie mir bitte aus dem Weg gehen?
I've got no idea what he just said. We need to get back in the tram. Excuse me, do you know how to speak to this lady so she can move? Has she moved yet? No. I just can't go with her standing there like that. I thought they said they improved the AI. Out of the way! Or we can just leave the tram here. We can go out. Sorry, folks. We've got a lady who's standing near the train. And can I talk to you? No, seemingly not. Use level 2 to use the switch rod. Yeah, I know that. And she's still there. And the good thing about free mode is that if you do want to get out and explore, especially if there is a lady standing on the tracks, and she's not standing off to the side where if I drive I may not hit her. She's dead set standing next to basically on one of the rails. Please be moving your ass. Stop texting your boyfriend or being on Instagram or whatever. Oh, you need to move. And I don't want to hit her if I am. Alright, so maybe if we move away. The good thing about free mode is that if you want to get a screen cap, is tonight International Let's Be Standing on the Tram Tracks. Is this some sort of protest or something? What you can do, if you're in sandbox mode or real world mode, where you're not running in timetable mode, you can just go for a walk and you can explore, and it doesn't matter about the timetable because you're not running on a timetable anyway. She is still standing there. So let's walk up towards the tracks. Up towards next station. Actually, I can't even remember actually seeing another tram. It is 3 a.m. That's off 3:30. So that may indeed be one of the reasons. Okay, I can't walk any further. So I can walk so far and then it'll be like, dude, get back on the tram. Just don't leave your passengers, just don't abandon them and go for a walk. I have mentioned in previous episodes people suki la-la-ing and they're like, oh, we can't drive the tram in reverse. We can't drive the tram from the other end. Maybe you're not supposed to?
Können Sie mir bitte aus dem Weg gehen?
Please be moving out of the way, young lady.
Können Sie mir bitte aus dem Weg gehen?
I've got no idea what he just said. Well, there's a surprise. There have been various changes to the tram dynamic as well. A lot of them may not be noticeable unless you actually did go to the release notes for each of the patches and say, oh, okay, well, this is working and this wasn't working before and now it is working. Does anybody know how to negotiate with a lady who is standing on the rail and does not want to move? And no, I do not want to run her over. No, I need the switch rod. Okay, let's... I'm guessing that's like general rules and procedures and things about the network and whatnot. But Again, my German is non-existent and I'm stuck behind a door, stuck next to a lady. And she's still there. I should get out of the seat and close the door. Let's see if there's anything else that we can touch that we weren't able to touch before.
Liebe Fahrgäste, bitte tragen Sie einen Mund-Nasenschutz in U-Bahn-Stationen sowie in Fahrzeugen.
I've got no idea what that... Oh, maybe that's a headlight button. I think that's a headlight button. Well, she did move fractionally then. Please be moving out of the way. I think she might have actually moved enough. Let's go while she's... Just when I think she's far enough back, hang on. Collision with person. Well, she didn't move in the end.
Schottentor. Umsteigen zu U2, 37, 38, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 1A.
I thought maybe she'd moved enough, but clearly not. I think it's that one, that one. I need to turn off that annoying... Oh, not on the keyboard while I'm trying to drive a tram, please, baby girl. Oh, baby girl, I think she just... Did you just lower the pantograph, baby girl? Too bad I haven't got my camera set up. Baby girl, did you drop the pantograph on the tram by walking on the keyboard? Yeah, she took it back to the main menu. Good one, baby girl. Is my pantograph up? Or did you drop the pantograph, baby girl? She did, you know. Baby girl causing delays to my tram. You know, I'm going to have to... Yeah, I'm going to have to do that, I think. I'd created plenty of space for her to walk, but she's... Although she has been pretty good. I must say she has been pretty good at not walking on the keyboard lately while I've been playing. There is a new perch that I have got her for Christmas. So she can sit there and watch me play. Yep, she's in the perch now and away from the keyboard. You good girl, you stay there, baby girl. I knew she had to earn a spot in the credits somehow. There's a perch nearby so she can sit there out of my way and listen and watch what's going on, which is fine. And it also does show you how you can forget things and not being key with things after, you know, not playing for actually be way more, it'll be more than 2 weeks. I reckon it'll be actually closer to a month. You might not realise this in actual episode terms, but in actual time, I think it'll be closer to a month since I've played. There's been a few patches that have been out and been released since, because I basically said that I wasn't going to be recording an episode until there was some patches and or new content. But because there's been some new content and some patches, well, I thought I'd go right ahead and record another episode. As I was mentioning before I got interrupted, transport episodes will be released on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thursdays is train simulators, and Tuesdays is everything else. So trams, trucks, buses, they'll be Tuesdays. But of course you can subscribe. You can subscribe via YouTube Simulated Irk, and then you won't miss an episode. And it won't matter what day it is.
Parlament. Umsteigen zu 2 in Richtung Dornbach.
I think my passenger information system is slightly up because I went around the block a couple of times. Because this definitely is not Parliament. There's the dot, not easy to see. Now, in theory, let me see. If I could see what station that is. So this is Schottentenner. So if I go back in the cab, in theory, what I can do, I can adjust, if I know what button I'm pressing, opera plates. I'll just press this one until, because I am still going. Okay, so
Salztorbrücke. Umsteigen zu 2a. Flughafenbus.
There is probably an easier way, but as I said, I don't know German, so I could be pressing the totally wrong button. Have to delete that one. Oh, and guessy da da dum.
Schwedenplatz. Umsteigen zu U1. Sal
I think it's
Schottenring.
that one.
Umsteigen zu U2. U4. 31. 3a.
Alright, need to zoom out again. Need to make sure the doors are closed. Now I can go. So in theory, if your passenger information system goes on the blink because you went around the block a couple of times and went the wrong way, you can get it back on track by pressing a few buttons and getting it right.
Börse. Umsteigen zu D. In Richtung Nussdorf. 40a.
So some good bit of where's the sign that says the name of the station? Let's not worry about that now. Oh, it's the rainbow crossing, and I didn't call it a level crossing for once. Come on. Ah. There we go.
Umsteigen zu U2. 37. 38. 40. 41. 42. 43. 44.
Sorry, folks.
1a.
I think that's Parliament on the right.
Rathausplatz. Burgtheater.
Oh, this is Volkstheater. That's not very good stopping. How did I get a 7 for that stop? It was the worst stop in the history of this episode.
Ring. Volk. Ring. Volkstheater. Umsteigen zu U3. 46. 49. 48a.
Okay, so our next stop is Burger King.
Burgring. Umsteigen zu 57a.
as you can tell, I'm not really worried about how I'm stopping, etc. Today, that sort of is because I am introducing new things, having a chat, trying to play with the passenger information system, just seeing how the game's going, because it's been a few weeks since I've actually recorded anything.
Karlsplatz. Umsteigen zu U1, U2, U4, D, 2, 71, 2a, 59a.
It's not a very good view. That one's probably better. It's back in the cab. Let's go. Let's close the doors and we can go. We can lock the doors and we can go. With the exception of those couple of ladies that just wanted to stand on the rail. The cars seem to be behaving themselves.
Mittelgasse.
Alright, we're just waiting for our advanced warning light. There we go. Time we power up. And it's also amazing how quick you can sort of forget the route if you haven't been over it in a few weeks.
Paulanergasse.
We've just got to wait for the cars to go by. It's a great looking vehicle and it looks great outside at this time of the morning. Can we go yet? Well, judging by all the cars going across the road, no, we can't. Even though there seems to be very little traffic on the road that's coming the way that we're going at this particular intersection anyway. Let's go. Now it's an interesting stage coming up. We're coming up to the 1 hour mark as we should stop here. There we go. Just as we stop, we get the light. It's coming up to the hour mark, which is around about the time that the game previously had decided to crash. Now, I remember being all excited. I think it was the last episode that I recorded, because I'd managed to do the whole route without the game crashing. And the only reason that happened was because I was really disciplined in terms of how I was running the tram and the passenger stops and all of that sort of thing. Whereas tonight we're not running in timetable mode, so it's a bit easier to be slack. And plus, we did have the lady standing in front of us for what seemed like 10 minutes. Probably wasn't in reality, but that's what it seemed like. Okay, waiting for the light. There we go. So I'd managed to do the whole route in under an hour, which is pretty good. It's a pretty tight timetable in the real world. I haven't seen any more in relation to any new DLC, downloadable content. There was rumours that it was coming in November, December. But due to the patches, etc., that have been put out, maybe that's been delayed. I haven't seen anything over the last few days. Interesting though, you may be familiar, if you've seen Simulated Earth episodes before, of the Bus Simulator series, which is Bus Simulator 18 at the moment, Bus Simulator 21 coming out in early 2021. How early, I don't know. But there's another bus series that I haven't really featured that has a lot in common actually with this game. It's called OMSI, and it's a really older version of Bus Simulator, and it is for the propeller heads amongst bus enthusiasts in terms of how to, it's not arcadey at all. In relation to, like, you might have to pick up a bus at the depot that's totally dead, so you might have to turn the battery on and then do all this other stuff. But the reason I mention OMSI is because there's a new pack that's coming out very, very soon in mid-December, which is based on London, with various buses that you can drive, Transport for London buses that you can drive around London, which is going to be absolutely awesome. You do need OMSI for that to work, and hopefully I'll get that to work fine and it'll be nice to operate, and then I can do some OMSI episodes based in London. And if you have a look at the controller for the destination for the passenger information display, that is the same sort of display that's on the OMSI buses, because German buses, Austrian trams, very similar. Probably the exact same system. So I'm really looking forward to OMSI London coming out, and being able to drive these simulated buses around the simulated streets of London, and from the trailers at least it looks very, very detailed. Probably fairly similar to what you're seeing on screen from Vienna. So simulatedgaming.com, and you'll be able to hopefully see that soon. What I'll be doing today, as soon as I finish recording this episode, I'll be editing it. I won't be doing much editing to it. And then encoding, uploading, and it'll be out Tuesday Australian time, which is today. Today's Tuesday. So there will actually be a tram simulator episode released and recorded Now I gotta wait for the light. Released and recorded and edited and uploaded and on YouTube the same day, which is not necessarily the way that I've been doing things, but I was looking for an episode to record with the new information graphics and the new intro, the new outro, that sort of thing. And so I thought, well, it's Tuesday today, and it's been a few weeks since I've actually recorded a Tram Sim episode, and there's been some new patches, etc. Which overall, some of them you may not have even noticed. Some of the things that they've added you might not have even noticed because they're minor things, as I mentioned before, moving of signals. But the big ones, the being able to use the buttons on the passenger information display is a big one for me. Might not be a big one for some other people. Just imagine how dangerous I would be if I actually understood German, or if it was in English. That'd be quite dangerous. And the traffic seems to be more behaved. And I have actually got past an hour of recording. We're not up to the stop yet. Or are we? I don't know, I can't tell on that shot. Actually, I think we are. Alright, let's get ready, hopefully, to go. But changes to the AI certainly appreciated. I haven't seen any examples yet in this episode, at least, of cars just refusing to do what they're supposed to, and just, they were in previous episodes just doing what they want. And maybe the problem has been fixed in relation to the game crashes. I'm not exactly sure. I'm happy.
Kiebergasse. Umsteigen zu 18 in Richtung Schlachthausgasse.
Now we're stuck in a moment. Just lost the rhythm there. This is Lauren Gassi. Oh, that's quite loud in the underground, isn't it?
Johannstraußgasse.
Kaibergassi should be the next one. Okay.
Kiebergasse. Umsteigen zu 18 in Richtung Schlachthausgasse.
So hopefully I've got it working right now. Not quite. Um, so if I go to the front now, whoops, the front. Oh, it does say Praptahaptali, which is wrong, but we're getting there.
Salztorbrücke. Kliebergasse. Umsteigen
Are
zu
we
18.
in Kliebergasse now? Yes, we are. Okay, doors closing. Please be standing clear of the opening doors. Thank you. Well, it's been 69 minutes since I left the previous station.
Maxwellsdorfer Platz. Umsteigen zu 6. 18. In Richtung Burgengasse. Stadthalle 62. In Richtung Leipzig 14a. Lokalbahnhof Baden. S-Bahn.
Now we're stuck in a moment. Have we got the signal yet? Yep. Alright, let's go. I wonder, I don't think it would have made a difference because I'm in sandbox mode rather than timetable mode.
Zu 6. In Richtung Geiereckstraße.
There seems to be more variety with the pedestrians as well. Let's go. I'm going now.
Davidgasse. Umsteigen zu 7a.
That was an 8. Okay. must say I am rather pleased with the fact that I've been able to record and drive for over an hour and there's been no issues. I'm so happy about that. I'm happy about that I can press various buttons on the passenger information display. You know, I like pressing buttons on passenger information displays. I like pressing buttons generally. And also the AI does actually appear to have improved. So that is really, really good. Now, I won't be happy until I have another go in timetable mode, just to be on the safe side and do it during the day and see what happens. And I'll be super happy when I can actually use the point rod. But based on the way that I'm going with stops and everything, and the game sometimes hasn't even retained the information, I'm going to be rodless for a while. Alright, let's go. We've got a couple of stations to go, and then we will be at our destination. The longest Tram Sim episode that I've been able to record in real time without having to do edits and putting different episodes together and things like that. It's pretty sweet. And also, even though I haven't used it, I should mention that the fact that there's now controller support, as I said, I haven't used it. The fact that there is controller support is fantastic as well. Maybe later on I will use the controller, but I am actually quite happy using the keyboard. And here we are at Steffenfelderplatz. And we have arrived. And being Tram Sim, this actually will go around and around and around because that's what it does on a loop. So we have arrived. The passenger information system has worked. Praptahaptali is the destination where Simulated Earth will continue. Now let's see, what can we press that we might not have been able to press before? Different wiper modes I don't think we can press. What's that button do? I wonder if that's like a reminder. Hang on, we'll close the doors. So we can't press it now. Maybe it holds the doors open longer. Let's have a look now. Let's press it. I haven't seen it in the manual, so maybe that holds the doors open for longer. See, what else can we press? Some of the things aren't pressable and some of the things aren't meant to be pressed. This would be like tram information, etc. So I hope you have enjoyed the episode. We're going to finish the episode there. But what we're going to do, we are going to go back to our settings. Let me see. Graphics. Was it graphics? What am I in gameplay? There we go, profile window. Let's see if it actually recognizes the points that I've earned during this run. Oh, it has! Okay, that's interesting. I was 4,001 tram stopping points beforehand. I'm now 4,241. So on that run, I earned 240 tram stopping points without even trying. So maybe in a couple of episodes, I will actually be able to get the rod. Anywho, I've been Simulator Dirk. You've been wonderful. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have enjoyed the episode. And we will see you later on. Thanks for watching. And bye-bye for now.